Hi, Bob, Hot Rod Rohr. Ready for some shop talk? I am. So let me show you what I've got going on here. This is a clear plastic hydronic display that I built, and it shows, now let me talk about hydronics first. Hydronics could be a solar thermal system, it could be a geosystem, it could be a chilled water system, it could be a hot water system. Really anything that's a fluid-based water glycol heat transfer mechanism is what we're talking about in hydronics. So this one here is just going to be plain water, a little bit of color in it so you can see what's going on. Over here, this is kind of a clear plastic model of a Caleffi discal dirt mag. And by that I mean I do air removal up here, which I'll show you in a second, and I've got dirt removal in the center, which comes out the bottom here. And I've also got a little magnetic band that gets very small particles, smaller than we could knock out with just the median side there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing set up. I'll show you how it runs here. If you move over here, I've got some flow going through there. You can see I've got about 6 gallons a minute going through that. I'm going to go over to the side there and I'm going to put some particles in. I'll show you what those are. And we're going to fire it up and you're going to see that stuff come around and you're going to see how the separator over here works for particle removal. Let's go. All right, so what I have here is a sheet of typical stuff you would find in a piping system. I've got some copper that I cut with a chop saw, so it's pretty coarse. I've got some copper here that I cut with a band saw, so it's pretty fine. And then some of this other stuff here is actually a 400 grade stainless, which is nice. It's magnetic, but it won't rust and turn all my piping red inside. So got some sand in there, good dirt, typical stuff. So we're going to gather all this up and we're going to put it in that system and we're going to fire it up and you'll see how all this is going to come out in that separator, both the fine particles, the big particles, everything you see on this sheet. So that's phase 2. Let's get going. So we're going to put a little debris in here. See it coming down here. Let's get our pump started up. And you can see it going around here. Now you'll see it coming out. Let me go over to the other side. It's going to take a minute or so, but you see how the stuff hits that little median side there, which drives it down. And this little magnet I just taped down so you can see it when I pull it off, a little bit better visual of all the stuff coming around through there. So everything I dumped in is now going to separate, and then I'll be able to blow it out here in a second. And actually, if I had an accurate scale, I could weigh what comes out, and it'd be pretty close to what I put in there. Some of it's getting trapped, as you can see, where I glued this together in there, but most of it's going to end up down here. So you can see some of the PVC chips and some of the wood chips, the lighter particles are starting to come out of solution there, and then you can see them all falling down here. So let's let this run for like a minute, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how this blows out, and we'll show you all the stuff that comes out of it. So what I've done is I've taken one of the magnets out of another collar, and I've just taped it onto that. It's going to be easier for you to see when I pull it off as trying to pull the whole band off. You can't see what's behind it. So let me show you what's going on now. You can see if I take this tape off, and you can see all that stainless steel that I put in there. I can actually move it around with the magnet. If I get the tape off of here, give me a second. See how the magnet moves it around? And now what I'll do is I'll pull a magnet. It's going to fall to the bottom, and then I'll show you how we flush it out. It goes to the bottom. Take a cup down here. Just open this up. And sometimes I run the pump to get a little more pressure coming out of there. Well, you can see in there, but you can see all that particle that just dropped off the magnet. Some of it's still in there. I got to flush it a little better, but typical hydronic system, you'd have a little pressure. This doesn't have any pressure on it to help blow it out, but it just gives you a good visual how these little magnets pull out those very tiny, small particles that you wouldn't get out with just a regular strainer or regular separator. So that's what I've got today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.